It just feels so good to be able to nourish yourself. Like, properly nourish yourself. What I've really been working on is making this ability for myself flexible and tasty. It needs to be able to meet like a lot of different cravings and criterias in a lot of complex ways, so that, because the ultimate goal is to eat at home more than you eat out. It's really hard unless you're like trying to find a way to do it joyfully. And for me, that means a lot of understanding what I'm craving and why. Personally, I'm a salty fat type of person. I love popcorn, I love french fries, I love crunchy, salty, fat stuff. I like butter. And so I try to make sure all my exercise is like cardio related, because the biggest danger of liking butter that much is cardiovascular disease, which is not helped along by stress. I know, or prolonged damage to mucous membranes. But yeah, this is beans and rice. Garbanzo beans. And veggie fried rice. There's quite a bit of butter in it though. And there's an avocado in it too. Because my brain is still like, well, if we're putting bad fat in it, we have to put good fat in it. That's why you find me eating like spoonfuls of peanut butter at 10 p.m. I gotta get my good fats in. I don't think that's how it works. I think the cardio is more important. It's an experiment of feeling in your body. I know part of this is like wanting to have something that feels filling. It's like a form of reassurance, and it's warm on a cold day. There's just beans and rice too. Like, even with all that butter, this is 800 calories. It's awesome. That's what I wanted this week. I just did not want it. I wanted to be able to dwell on everything that goes into these preparations. That isn't the main thing being prepared. Which I think is kind of the magic of vegan cooking. Meat is usually the centerpiece, right? But beans and rice is such a good thinking food. To be like thinking about spices, thinking about, working on this, I realized I was out of bouillon for vegetable broth. And I remember being like, oh, we were gonna do vegetable scraps and try to make our own vegetable broth, but we didn't make it I'm always like feeling like a bad housewife to myself. There's never enough. I think that's why most women like have a little bit of a besides the very real fear of being in more danger, which I can't stress enough, a fear of living alone, having to deal with like the party that never feels good enough but all the time and more. Just constantly explaining your lack of value in the harshest terms. Wow. I don't know. You know, I always think about eating disorders in women kind of hand in hand because of all the misogyny associated with them. God, beans and rice are just so good though. That was a solid round. The problem with beans and rice is that it creates a lot of food waste if you don't make something that's tasty enough to keep you engaged for the length of the amount that you tend to make. Like, I made a pound of garbanzo beans. I'm probably gonna eat half that pound. The other half is gonna end up being waste. I really feel bad about that. I'm like, fuck, I forgot. When you make stuff in batches and you haven't done it for a long time, and also you're used to being able to like hand off your food. Yeah. I mean, I should just take the rest to a homeless person, to be honest. Right? Like, before it goes bad. That would be the move. I'm trying to remember all these new ideas to do. Now that I'm in such a walkable place,